better place in terms of judgment of situations like this, because they're really serious. Yeah. So moving on to something light and fluffy, just some couples news. So Pusha T, Kelly Rowland, suspected to be the new little couple on the scene. Apparently, she wrote some love captions of them together on her Instagram saying, "I love you, baby." That sounds pretty damn serious to me. So, well, my opinion is, Kelly, girl, you could do better to me. Not saying that Pusha T isn't great. There's celebrities everywhere, but just like, I hope you're happy. Let's say that. So shout out to you, Kayla Monet here. I hope you're happy, Miss Kelly. So also the Nicki Minaj proposal. What's up with that? Apparently,
what now?
Right. See, some people, you guys, listeners, the faces that they're making right now.
Which one are they marrying?
They're not married. Like, she's not marrying anyone. But DJ who is this DJ? Khaled. He's very familiar. His face. His DJ skills, I don't know about.
But he makes a lot of money. DJ Khaled, one of the biggest DJs on earth.
Well, apparently he made a video with this huge diamond rock and was like, "Nikki, I love you. I like you. I really want you to be mine. And I'm super serious. And, this takes a lot of courage and whatever the case may be. Will you marry me? Will you be my wife?"
He said?
Yes. And she made a replying video that was, let's just say, very sad to say. So she basically said, I don't respond to stupid things because people need publicity, and so I guess that's why they do it. But basically that's how it went.
Yeah, because if he was really serious, he would have went up in person. Right.
Who proposes through a video? You know what I'm saying? That's clearly for publicity. Well, I'm glad you got it, DJ Khaled, because there you go. You definitely got it right there. So that's pretty crazy.
She responded,
right?
she couldn't have said nothing at all. That would have been hurtful.
I mean, she would have had to respond because paparazzi people everywhere would have just been like, Nikki, are you married? Are you getting married? Nikki, did you say yes? Like, she would have had to comment on it because she's very vocal with her fans, as you guys probably know. So some last entertainment news before we get into our DC event news. So new news as of this morning is that she's facing a lawsuit from her wedding planner for like $1 million. So I'm thinking in my head, your wedding costs $1 million. How does a wedding planner think that she's about to sue you for $1 million? That doesn't really make any sense to me. But apparently Tiffany Cook, she was her wedding planner, feels that NeNe owes her 15% of the entire wedding budget. That's what she was promised, as well as the execution of the event fees. She said she was due $270,000 for something, in addition to like $800,000 for design fees. Okay, $800,000. Okay, if your wedding is $1 million, okay, I seriously doubt that $800,000 of that $1 million wedding went to design. Yeah, I mean, it probably did, but it more than likely went to stuff, flowers, chairs, the venue, stuff. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to pay $800,000 for no one to come in and design their wedding.
But it's not like the wedding planner came out of her pocket with it.
Exactly.
She's supposed to be getting the money back or something. She's
right.
using NeNe's money.
Well, some companies front, some companies, like big companies, do front whatever it is that they're doing, and then you pay them a lump sum, like they say, this is what everything costs, and then you pay them whatever that fee is.
Okay.
So that may have been the case.
That was the case. Yeah, she deserves every bit. But
well, Miss Tiffany Cook, I hope that you come to some conclusions on that, because I seriously doubt that you're getting $1 million out of NeNe Leakes. But hey, she's very rich. She could do whatever she wants to do. But moving on to some DC events. Screen on the Green. Have either one of you guys been?
No.
Screen on the Green is an event here in DC. They actually do it Why?
Because I want to go.
Yeah, they have many different
They have a lot of
locations.
events.
I've wanted to go to the one that was showing all the superhero movies. They were showing Iron Man, all the Batman series. But
I think they're playing. Were they playing ET there too? Right.
Oh,
That's a different one. That's a
was
different
it?
one.
So
Yeah,
I wanted to see that.
There's about 3 different ones here in DC, and that was the Universal and NBC one.
That's interesting because when I was in high school, actually, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, as you all know. I went to Screen on the Green during the summer all the time at Piedmont Park, and they played movies like E.T. Like exactly, they used to play that every single year. So that's crazy. But if you're in the DC DMV area, check out Screen on the Green at the National Mall.
Also, while you're over there, they have an exhibit on Nelson Mandela. I'm not sure if anybody's been following the news, but he's been very ill lately.
Yes.
And they have a nice exhibit there, so definitely go check that out. It's right by the National Mall, probably at the Smithsonian, I believe.
He is. Well, definitely shout out to Nelson Mandela. Hopefully his health is coming through. And shout out to his family. Hopefully they're being strong through that whole process. Did you guys know that they had a reality show?
No.
It was called The Mandelas. One of my other producers actually told me about it maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. But apparently they had a show called The Mandelas, and it was like the daughters and the nieces, and they were like in the States like shopping and doing luxury stuff, and like they had their budget or financial advisor with them, like, you're spending too much money, and like apparently it only had 1 season, so I guess it wasn't that great. But, I would have loved them to still have it right now so I could know, like, all the stuff that's going on, with his health and everything like that. I would really want to know the logistics. But, let's just send our blessings your way, Mandela. You've done a lot for, us in this community. So I'm hoping that you come out strong. But there is a lot going on in D.C. Last week on D.C. Speakers, I did tell you all about the D.C. Fringe Festival, and Steve here actually attended one of the events. What did you go to?
Yes, I did. I went to this event. It was called Sanka, Your Dead Man.
Oh,
and
Sanka, Your
my
Dead Man.
godfather, Chris Haley, he actually had a friend who did that show. It was a 1-act show. No, it was a 2-act show, but it was 1 performer. And, it lasted maybe about an hour and a half. And it was pretty much just like a rundown of his life. It was a comedy. And just talking about the current life that he's just living right now, and all the bills that he's just trying to pay and stuff. And talking about a little romance and him trying to get this girl again. It was a pretty decent show for it being a 1-person show. I liked it.
Oh, 1-person show. That reminds me of high school when we had like fall drama, and and they used to have like little skits and things like that where they would have like 1-person shows. It was basically like a show that had a bunch of different shows in it. It was a fringe festival at my school. Shout out to the Cab School of the Arts, although they're on the down slope apparently. Shout out to them though. They really built and bred. Miss Kayla Monet speaking on your line today. But I think a Fringe Festival is really important because it keeps people excited about the arts. And that's one thing, like, arts funding, at least I know in the state of Georgia, has significantly decreased, like the amount of money they provide. Well, everywhere. Yeah, the amount of money that they spend in schools on art education. And I think that's really an issue because that's a place that a lot of students, especially students who are like me, find outlets outside of sports, which could also be like a social issue, with bullying or not being enough, making the team, all of that, where arts is usually not as competitive and it's for show. So it's a time where people can express themselves. So I hope that, we really can do something about that. I don't know what can be done or why the arts funding is getting
that's
cut.
Definitely, I feel like with Psyche and part of our perspective is just like promoting artists, whether you're a model, an actress, actor, or a hip-hop artist,
Okay.
creativity that we possess, it doesn't need to be paid for.
Right.
We can do that anyway and regardless, and just with online media and just like the new outlets that we have in showing our own talents and the talents of our community, we could just really utilize that. So, and I think that could also help put a new light on the arts and entertainment, and also help build funds for that.
Yeah, and I think actually since we've been talking about it, I think we might start looking into possibly fundraising for a couple different organizations to support the arts. I think that would be a really good project to work on.
Oh, that sounds great.
Definitely.
Ooh, little production meeting after this, because that sounds really, really good.
Of course.
But speaking of artists, so do you guys work with any upcoming artists? I know that was a part of your platform or your mission statement.
Yes, our vice president, Mark Cisse, he's a talent manager for JIDK. It stands for Ignorantly Disseminating Knowledge.
Ooh, super fancy.
Yes, he's very good. And we also have another one of our associates, Mikkel Konahia, manages Pharma Wesley as well.
Oh,
yeah, so
and
check
who's
them
that?
out. They're both from the Maryland area up at Bowie. So yeah, definitely check them out. Jay, he has a Vivo page on YouTube, JIDK, and if you look up Pharma Wesley, you might have a little hard time finding them, but we're developing them, and we're gonna have them right. So.
Yeah.
Well, we will definitely look out for that here at DC Speakers, and we definitely want to get as much information about Psyche as we can, because it seems like a really, really great thing you guys are doing. So I shout out to you guys just for building that, having the courage to step out as entrepreneurs, as really young men. How old are you, Caleb?
23.
And you, Steve?
24.
Oh, so very young men here, really trying to do something great, in the community, for the people, for the media, which is the people, and, really doing a lot. So just to give us some final DC news for people, Salt and Pepper will be at the Howard Theater on the 31st for us music people. We were just talking about music, so definitely check them out. And the Nationals have been doing really great this year. If any of you guys in the DC area have been to their phenomenal new stadium, I have. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So definitely check out the Nationals. Their games their tickets are they're really inexpensive. Literally, I got great seats, and my tickets was $10. No lie. So definitely support the Nationals and their new stadium. They're playing the Brews mostly next week, and the week after that, the Phillies. So that's it for our DC event news. So just to come back to Psyche, can you please tell us and our listeners where they can find Psyche, where they can get more information about Psyche, Twitter, Facebook, web, phone, and also where they could get information about you all, Mr. Caleb and Steve?
Certainly. So right now we have a Facebook page operating, and we also have a blog. The blog is going to be www.psychemedia.blogspot.com. So again, that's www.psychemedia.blogspot.com. And our Facebook page, you'll find us at https://www.facebook.com/psychemedia.
Nice. Psyche Media. And where can we find you all? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Oh, yeah. So I also have a page. You'll find all of my acting resume and model stuff on there.
Yes, you are an actor and model. Mr. Steve, actor, model.
Yeah, entrepreneur. So basically, it's Steve Garrett 13.wix.com/unlock. And my IG page, Instagram, is at Golden Globe. And the L's are spelled with the number 1. So it's going to look like an 11 in it.
At Golden Globe. At Golden Globe. Cool. And you, Mr. Caleb Williams?
You can find me on Instagram at CWilliamsPYO. And also on Twitter as The Howard Dad.
The Howard
Underscores
Dad.
and spaces.
Underscores and spaces.
No kids, though. No kids.
No kids. He said, oh, hell no. We don't do kids. And, of course, you can find me, your host, Kayla Monet, on Twitter, Facebook, everything, at Kayla.com. That's dot with 2 T's, DOTTCOM at Kayla.com. So definitely follow me to keep it updated about what DC Speakers is doing and what my show, the DMV Experience, as well. So coming up, we have Know You Want It by artist Precise, who will actually be on the show next week. He is a Chicago native who has moved to the DC area trying to take it by storm. So here is Know You Want It. Thanks for listening to DC Speakers, and we'll see you next time.
You gonna love him it's all said and done.